My name is Tijerra Loggin, and I'm here on behalf of Mariah Jenkins, who is running for the President of the United States. Our campaign does not support capital punishment because it just isn't humane. Taking a life doesn't compensate for a crime committed, no matter how harsh. We believe there are alternative steps you can take to punish people who have committed such sinful acts. A wise leader in our community once said, if we believe that murder is wrong and not admissible in our society, then it has to be wrong for everyone, not just individuals, but governments as well. Our campaign believes in this quote wholeheartedly. Capital punishment is revenge, not justice. According to MSNBC, a man on death row in Spokane, Washington, chose to be hung as his way of execution, but was sentenced to life by default because he was 400 pounds. And if he were to be hung, he would have a risk of decapitation. If they found an alternative method for this man instead of death, why couldn't everyone be treated this way, no matter their size? What about salvation and forgiveness? Could they be wrongly convicted? In medieval times, prisoners were tortured for crimes they committed. Torture was considered a legitimate form of punishment. Depending on their social status, decided the type of torture they would receive. What about salvation and forgiveness? What makes what we do today to execute people any different than in medieval times? Torture comes in many forms. Choosing your death date and the way you will die, family pain and suffering. What about salvation and forgiveness? Why shouldn't we shouldn't feel comfortable knowing that we torment people and their families? A vote for Mariah would put an end to the torture. According to the Clark County prosecuting attorneys, the amount of executions in the U.S. since 1976 is 1,099, as of April 1st, 2008. We just want the people to know the wrong our country is doing. We are killing and tormenting our own people. People argue that it is cheaper to give the death penalty than to house a prisoner. But are we that barbaric that we would take a life to save a buck? And yes, the prisoners are sentenced to death row because they are a danger, but isolation will keep them from endangering anyone. Execution is not our only option. We can still punish prisoners without putting them to death. We are against capital punishment. I'm Tijerra Loggins here on behalf of Mariah Jenkins. Vote for a woman for a change.